Now to more on that heartbreaking tragedy over the weekend, the mass shooting in Monterey Park, California, that killed at least 10 people. Police say a gunman opened fire in a crowded dance studio during Lunar New Year celebrations.
Shooting 20 people in total and then fleeing the scene. Police say he was later found dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And joining us now is the Congresswoman who represents Monterey Park, Democratic Representative Judy Chu. Thank you so much for joining us, Congresswoman.
Thank you for having me.
We want to give our sincerest condolences to the city and, of course, to the families of all of the victims there. How is the community doing this morning? What are you hearing on the ground there?
Well, it's been a horrific 24 hours. People were so fearful and anxious about an active shooter being out there in the community. But finally, there was relief when he was found and was surrounded by law enforcement, causing him to shoot himself. So my message to the community is, you are safe. There is no more active shooter. And it's so important for people to heal and to go to the Lunar New Year celebrations that they have been looking forward to all year long. It's not going to be easy, but yes, we are beginning the healing process.
Again, our condolences to you and your community there. The suspect is seen stopping at a second dance studio in neighboring Alhambra. An individual there able to disarm him, preventing more harm. We don't know the suspect's motives just yet, but how important is it to you and the community that we find out?
I have many questions in my mind. I want to know what the motive is. I want to know whether he had a mental problem. I do understand that he does not have a criminal history, but I also want to know what the weapons were, whether they were illegal, and then how he got them. We need to see what his background is. I understand that he was a part-time dance instructor, so he had some dealings with Star Dance Studio and the Lai Studio. There were thousands of people that were only one block away celebrating this very, very important holiday. And we had so many elected officials. It was a joyous time that immediately turned to tragedy.
And there were some early worries that this might be a hate crime. And while the suspect was an Asian man, we don't know his motive just yet. What does it say that this was the first thought that came to a lot of people's minds after an incident like this?
Well, the feelings of Asian Americans are very raw right now because we've just come from 3 years of anti-Asian hate due to COVID. And there have been 11,500 anti-Asian hate crimes and incidents. There were so many incidents that we heard of at one point that every AAPI who walked out on a sidewalk wondered, will I be next? And so when those of us heard about this shooting, the first thing that came to our minds was this an anti-Asian hate crime? Well, it wasn't, but still the tragedy is overwhelming. And these 10 lives should not have been lost, and especially at a time that should have been so joyous and should have been celebratory. So it should have been a wonderful time for our community.
Just really awful that it happened at a time like this. Congresswoman Judy Chu, thank you so much for joining us as the healing begins in your community.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.